In a world that's just so full of noise, how do we find that real, lasting inner peace? I mean, it's a question we all ask ourselves, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to explore a really specific answer that comes from the Islamic tradition. We're going to break down a single powerful verse and its classical commentary to see what it has to say.
Yeah, we all know that feeling, don't we? That constant buzz from our phones, the pressure from work, all those anxieties that just kind of creep in late at night. It all boils down to this one fundamental question people have been asking for, well, forever. Amidst all this chaos, where can our hearts actually find some rest?
So, our source for this whole explainer is a single verse from the Quran. Specifically, it's from the 13th chapter, Surah Al Ra'd. And we're also going to look at its explanation from a really well known commentary. So, let's just dive in and unpack piece by piece the answer this text gives us.
All right, so the text doesn't just talk in abstract ideas. Nope. It gives what you could almost call a clear prescription for peace. So let's take a look at the very first part of that.
Okay, so the verse starts by talking about a specific group of people, those who believe, and whose hearts find rest. And the direct cause for that rest? It's identified as the remembrance of Allah. That's the Arabic for God. But what does that actually mean in practice? What's the real tangible effect of this remembrance? Well, the commentary here describes a pretty fascinating outcome. See, this isn't just about, adding a little layer of peace on top of all your other feelings. It's way more than that. It's a direct replacement. Your anxiety and worries, they aren't just managed, they are literally driven out and replaced with joy and pleasure. We're talking about a complete transformation of your inner state. Now, the second half of the verse, it builds on this, but it makes an even bolder, more profound claim. It actually shifts from talking about a specific group of people to stating a universal principle about the human heart itself. Let's get into it. Just listen to the absolute certainty in this language. Verily. That means truly, without a doubt. So the verse isn't just suggesting some helpful technique here. No, it's making a definitive statement about where all hearts are actually designed to find their ultimate rest. It's presented as just an undeniable reality. So this is the crucial point, right? This concept of the heart's nature. The commentary explains that this pull towards finding peace and remembering God, it's not some foreign thing you have to force on your heart. Not at all. It's actually its expected state. It's like its default setting, if you will. The whole idea is that the heart was fundamentally designed to find its truest comfort in this one specific thing. But of course, that begs the question, why? I mean, why would this be the heart's fundamental nature? Well, the commentary doesn't just make the claim and leave us hanging. It actually gives us a reason. So let's unpack the why behind this whole principle. And the reasoning? It's all found in the really absolute language the commentary uses. Get this. It says there is nothing that brings greater pleasure, nothing more desirable, and nothing sweeter to the heart than this connection. So we're not talking about just mild contentment here. This is describing the absolute peak of inner joy. The commentary then lays out this really logical progression, which shows it's not some magic switch you just flip, it's a process. It all starts with step 1, knowing the Creator. And according to the text, that deep knowledge naturally leads you to step 2, loving the Creator. Then from that love flows step 3, feeling close to the Creator. And the ultimate result of all that, the knowledge, the love, the closeness, is step 4, finding true pleasure and rest. It's laid out as a really clear chain of cause and effect. Okay, so let's tie all these ideas together. We've got this claim about the heart's essential nature, and we've got a clear process for how to get to this profound state of peace. So what's the final, crucial connection that really brings it all home? This right here is the key takeaway. The commentary wraps up by creating this direct proportional relationship. What that means is the amount of rest and pleasure your heart feels, it's not an all or nothing kind of deal. Instead, the degree of peace you feel is directly tied to the depth of your knowledge and your love of God. So the more a person develops these, the more they'll remember Him. And as a direct result, the more tranquility their heart is going to experience. It's that simple. And that brings us to one final thought. The entire argument we've just explored is built on this central idea of the heart having a specific innate nature. So the text kind of leaves us with a big question to reflect on. If all this is true, what does it really mean for you, for us, to live in harmony with that nature, especially in our modern, busy, and, let's be honest, super distracting world?